seems so easygoing on his voice. I don't
Doesn't
understand why
he?
that would
Doesn't
be
he
such a problem.
just? All
But-
lollipops and butterflies.
But that's, we're talking about frying that fish at the PNC Pavilion. We've got other things to do. We got a Friday fish fry of our own. It's called Friday Night Live and Local. It's tomorrow night at Bogarts in the ongoing effort to help get bands, local bands, original bands, get them a little bit of stage time on one of the most famous rock stages in all the land. That would be Bogarts. And really kind of showcase a couple of things. The local scene, the regional scene, and also Bogarts, which has put just an assload of money into revitalizing the brand and the club, and a chance for everybody to come out and see something that maybe they weren't expecting, whether it's a band or the club itself. Now, yesterday, we had a couple of the guys, and we had David in from Fairhaven, and I know Aaron was in from Valley of the Sun. The other two bands that are playing, Red Soul Rising and A Cry Farewell, are here, and Danny Hutchinson is here from A Cry Farewell. Welcome.
Thank you.
And then I was going to welcome Scott from Red Soul Rising, but he just brought everybody. What's up, guys?
What's going on?
So here, I'll get right up on the mic there. When these are a little bit different than the ones you're used to. Now, you two bands, respectively, never played together, and this is a lot about what this is all about, trying to get bands and fans to come out that haven't seen one another. But you have both, to me, and we always talk about trying to have the hungriest bands come in and play these things. Both of you grinding it out, but two completely different ways. I would say from a Red Soul Rising, the local clubs, any place where you can grab a stage and grab a night, even on short notice. I've seen some of your postings. Hey, we got a gig. It's 2 nights from now. Spread the word, da-da-da.
Anywhere,
just grinding it out anytime, anywhere, exactly like that. Talk a little bit about what that's like to try to get yourself booked around town, or how you've become maybe a go-to band for some of the other clubs in town.
Well, whatever place will play us, really. I mean, it's getting hard just trying to find the places and everything, but, it's just getting the word out, and a friend will tell a friend, like, you play this place, you play this place. And a lot of times you just get lucky, and a friend will be like, can you play this place down here? And, things like this where people just invite you to it.
Yeah, I found out about this yesterday.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I
really?
never knew.
So you guys have really good inter-band communication. That's awesome. Well, that's probably why you're still together, because you don't talk to each other.
I'm like, they could actually work here with us.
Yeah, right. But I think I saw you, the Mount Carmel pub, I think, was the first time I'd ever seen you.
Yeah, that was awesome.
And
everybody kept saying, Finn Rock's here, man, Finn Rock's here.
Yeah, well,
like, where?
How could you tell? Was it the hair?
No.
Was the hair?
It's because everybody's putting all their drinks on my tab. That's what
does that
happened.
work?
No. Well, yeah, because I don't know whose credit card it is. So what difference did it make? But from that standpoint, you guys get out and sometimes maybe a friend's band will go, hey, we got a space. You guys want to come in and do this? Now, Danny, from your standpoint, you guys send me some CDs. I've sliced it open and I listened to them. I'm like, wow, this is really tight. This is great production. You guys have done some touring and you've made sort of a big impression around the city, and then just come back in and play when and where you can. But you said you've played a lot of local venues, but you've been out on tours and other things too.
Yeah, that's correct. We actually did 2 national tours last year. Both were with 10 Years and a band out of Phoenix called Digital Summer. We went all the way out to Utah, Phoenix, a whole bunch of spots in Texas, Louisiana, Florida, Tennessee. I mean, you name it, we were out there. Came back, we're in the studio for 2 months doing the album. And then after that, we were getting the mixing done, the mastering, the artwork and everything. And then we started playing shows again.
Yeah, and is it odd because, I mean, we talk about, and I use the same examples yesterday, like a Foxy Shazam or Walk the Moon, bands that kind of made this big buzz around the city and then came back in and said, hi, we're from Cincinnati. Surprise, you know what I mean? To do that kind of thing and to come back in and then all of a sudden have people say, because I was surprised to hear you tell me you've never played Bogarts.
That's correct, yeah.
So this is the first.
It is the first, and oddly enough, as odd as it would sound, we actually had people on tour last year ask us where we were from when we replied Cincinnati. What? Where?
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that's I guess another question that I have. What is the perception? Because a lot of times nationally, we're not known for our music. We're known for things like Marge Shot, and we're known for stupid. We basically are known. Every time we go anyway, Cincinnati, hey, WKRP.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. That's nice genius. First time I've ever heard that, Venus. Thanks. But when you get that, when you're out on the road and you get that vibe, because obviously there's Bootsy and you got all kinds of great stuff that's come out of Cincinnati.
No, absolutely.
Obviously the Wigs come in. They sold their show out in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Their Bogart show. So obviously they're coming home and doing that kind of thing. But is still the vibe that Cincinnati doesn't have a scene? Or
yeah, a little bit. And it was kind of weird to see the perspective from both sides of the table, so to speak, because, from our perspective, just being a band from Cincinnati, and trying to revitalize the scene and go out and just like these guys, play shows and, just try to hustle ourselves as much as possible. However, when we were out on tour, it was almost a completely different experience in the fact that it seemed like everywhere but Cincinnati, the cool thing to do on Friday and Saturday nights was to go to a concert. Whereas more so around here, it was like, oh, I'm going to go to movies or party or, you know, it's obviously a big college town, but everywhere else, it was just
Well,
packed.
and then you start to get into church fish fry season.
Yeah.
Those are always on
Summertime.
Fridays in high school football and everything else. And to that point, and Danny's speaking from a cry farewell, but to that point, from you guys with Red Soul Rising, on a Friday, is it frustrating for you when you think there are so many bands? Because I know there's some guys, like I know the guys like Jake and the guys in Atlantis Becoming are real good about if they're not playing, they go out and see other bands or, you know, whatever. But is it frustrating to see exactly that attitude here in town? And do you see it changing at all when you guys are out booking yourselves in, that people are just kind of going, yeah, let's go see some local music? Or are you still fighting that, what Danny was talking about?
A little bit here and there. I mean,
Yeah, it's an ongoing thing. I mean, it comes and goes. Like, seems like the scene gets hot for a second, then it drops back out. So it kind of depends on what time of year it is.
Yeah.
It seems like, you know, summertime, wintertime, whatever.
it's always something. Church festivals or, you know.
It's always something. I think, you know, that should probably be the mantra for the Cincinnati local music scene. It's always
so
something.
Many bands, too. There's so many bands. It's just hard to pick one show to go to.
Yeah.
Everyone's got their buddies in a band, and they're just, you know, they're going to miss one or two for sure. You know, I mean, that might be yours this week and might not next week. So
Well, and I would say the good news about this is we got 4 bands that have not played together, which is cool, between you guys, Valley of the Sun, Fairhaven, and A Cry Farewell. So that's cool. We start tomorrow night. Doors are going to open at 7. Show's going to start at 8. Everybody's doing about a 40, 45-minute set. Now, the incentive to get there early and to stay late are these. If you get there early, the first 96 in the door, and only the first 96 in the door, are going to have a chance to sign up for the 96 Rock Bogarts 2012 pack. That is a pair of tickets to 6 different shows. Theory of a Dead Man, Our Lady Peace, Guar, Hailstorm, the Afghan Wigs, which is sold out, and the Slash show that we just announced yesterday with Foxy Shazam. So it's kind of a nice way to bring it full circle. Only the first 96 in the door have a shot to sign up for that. And when we're leaving, we're going to pick somebody who's still there at the end after you guys are done, after A Cry Farewell's done. We're going to pick somebody, or maybe even before you go on stage. We want to make sure, we'll probably do it afterward, to make sure everybody sticks around. One person's going to be picked, and they're going to receive a fistful of cash that will be determined by repealing $1 off every paid admission and handing it back to somebody on the way out the door.
Whoop, whoop.
it's awesome.
How about that? So that's a way just to get people early, stay late, and then hopefully catch a little something that they've never seen before. Now, respectively, from Red Soul Rising, who do you guys, are you pattern yourself after anybody? Who are the influences? What are people going to expect to see when they come hear you play?
Just good, hard party rock Slash.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a rock and roll attitude, man. Just have fun and try to look handsome.
Yeah.
That's all we can do.
Well, I'm going to say one of you has accomplished that, but Bridget didn't want to say which one, so y'all can fight about that out in the parking
Scotty's
lot.
the man down there.
Your hair's looking like a 10 today.
I'm the one with the good hair.
Hey, I feel your pain.
I'm chubby, so I got to have a backup plan.
I feel your pain. Again, shut up over there. Okay, now, Danny, you guys, if you had to characterize the sound of A Cry Farewell,
I don't know. I mean,
we sound like A Cry Farewell. You son of a bitch. That's what we sound like.
touche.
Yeah.
No, I mean, individually, we all have our own respective differences. There's a lot of bands that we do like. However, when we were on tour, we got compared a lot to Rage Against the Machine and POD.
Well, there you go.
So
There could be worse things.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, they're good. You could be compared to me and Bridget's band, Jack Atherton's Hair. Well, we haven't really gotten that thing off the ground just yet.
No.
Although I did come up with a really good name for either a band or an album yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah, Unicorn on the Cob. You like that?
We would never be in the same
No,
band.
probably not. You're
We
probably
would
right.
never,
Actually, I do
be
have
in
a
the same
brand. I
band.
do have a band name that I want to use someday. It's called 5-Card Charlie Brown Eye Patch.
Really?
Just pick it apart later. It's 9:15. Thanks again, Danny Hutchinson from A Cry Farewell. All the boys from Red Soul Rising, and even their manager. Who's this back here?
Band mom.
Oh, band mom.
Nice. I feel your pain, actually. I understand.
All right. All of it tomorrow night, 7 o'clock doors. $5 if you buy your tickets from the bands in advance. That's a good way to do it, hand to hand.
And you're not going to find anything better to do on Friday night, cheaper to do, to get that much entertainment.
Yeah, for those many hours in air
And
conditioned splendor.
did I mention that it's going to be hot as balls tomorrow night?
Yes, you did.
You want to be on the inside.
I wish you would quit saying that because it's now making me uncomfortable.
Hot as balls?
Which is
Welcome
weird because
to my
I've
world.
used that to describe women that I think are hot, and I can't quite figure out how those two things are
Ew.
tied together. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what that says about me. But I know what you say about me behind my back. And we're going to get more of that while we're in the break here. Thanks, guys. Tomorrow night, 7 o'clock doors, 8 o'clock. It will be $7 at the door. So if you can't get up with one of the guys in one of the bands, get your tickets for just $5 and bring everybody you know. The more that show up, the more money you stand to win on the way out the door. And 4 great bands, 4 of the hungriest bands in town. It's Friday Night Live and Local. And thanks to our friends at Jeremiah Weed for making it happen. You're going to get a chance to sample that as well while you're there at Bogarts as well. Biggest rock stage in the country for the hungriest bands in Cincinnati. What more could you want on a Friday night? It's 9:16. I'm Finn. She's Mistress Bridget.
With Offspring.
And you on Cincinnati's Pure Rock, 96 Rock.